Microsoft Excel, Chapter 3, Blue Box 19. We saw that there were 10 different wedding parties that spent 4 days at the spa. We want to know how many of those were not spa members. You now see that there are multiple criteria that we need. So first, you can imagine that we could look at somebody like Wen here. Well, Wen was a spa member, so we're not going to count them. But the next person, Pierce, was not. So how do we get Excel to do the same kind of count, but this time we have multiple criteria? For that, we're going to use the COUNTIFs function. You're going to find that we have COUNTIF, SUMIF, AVERAGEIF, and there's also then COUNTIFs, SUMIFs, and AVERAGEIFs, and they all work in a fairly similar way in that if it's just if, it's one criteria. If it's ifs, then there's multiple criteria. So under statistical, again, I'm going to go to count ifs this time, and we'll start with our first criteria range. This is going to feel like the count ifs in that we will highlight down. And again, we've got the B7 to B37. I'm going to go ahead and hit this plus so that I can put the criteria in. The criteria is again, just like last time, or. Notice in the preview, it shows you that we have 10 folks, 10 different wedding parties in that case. If I hit the plus again, I now can see whether those people were also spa members. We'll try this again. So that was supposed to be 4. I apologize. I was supposed to click into the next box and then highlight this range. The criteria that we're going to use this time is the NA that we see in A4. Now what it's going to do is if it's a 4 here and it's an NA, it gets added to our count total. But if it's a 4 and a 1, it does not. So our number should clearly be less than before. I'm going to hit done. Did not like my that A4 was supposed to be in criteria 2. So let's take a look at our range and our criteria. Our first range was the B7 to B37, and our criteria was the 4, that is an A3. The second criteria range was E7 to E37, and we would only continue to count if it matched NA, which we see in A4. So once we have that set up correctly in those 4 different boxes, go ahead and hit done. And you can see the number is 7 instead.